Hey, you like the stock market? What a coincidence. So do I. In fact, this is my reoccurring Monday real life stock review where I look at stocks that you requested and go through the analysis and see what's shaping up. Let's dive in together right now. Hey traders from around the world, welcome to your Monday real life stock review. It's your boy Jeremy Newsome with your April 22nd stock review. We got ourselves the SPY, and not much craziness on the SPY today. Trend still looks bullish to me. We pulled back to the 10, bounced off of it on Thursday, and we made a higher high and a higher low today. A little bit light volume, but the interesting thing is, if we continue going higher, especially take out this price of about 290.67, which is the high from April 12th and the high from April 18th, especially if we take out that bearish volume, I think we're just going to slowly keep creeping higher. Still a lot of people who are bearish. I'm not one of them. Although, of course, we can easily get a pullback at any point in time. The Q's just screaming, making new all-time highs again today. And it just truly looks like we could easily keep going higher. Don't know if we will. One candle can change everything, but I will be buying the dip. Lost a quarter of an hour trying to play this gorgeous gap on Kraft Heinz that just simply did not work. Here was the setup that I had on it. This was a setup that we did before market open. So this is a trade that honestly could have taken a little bit better, but losing a quarter of an hour is never a bad thing. So before market open, we set up 33.45 and our stop was way the heck down here at 32.87. Better safe than sorry, right? So stop was down here at 32.87. We got filled here at 33.45, pretty much at market open. And about 6 minutes into the market open, I could have sold for about half an hour gain. I thought about it. I was very close to it. I did exit 1/10 of our position there. And the reason I didn't exit all of it is just because it was a good gap. And I really thought it could go higher, but it did not. So trade down, retested, trade down. Once these hammer candles came in, obviously gorgeous, gorgeous hammer candles if you're a bull. Once this candle came in, wah, wah, wah. So we exited the trade for a quarter of an hour loss. Take it all day. Super small loss, that's what it's all about. And I will be keeping an eye on Kraft Heinz to potentially pop higher on a swing trade just because the gap was so amazing. I thought it was going to be a breakout. It was a very pretty move. So I'm going to watch it for 2 or 3 days. I know earnings is around the corner, but again, these moving averages, you had some really good compression, a really good gap out of there. And hey, sometimes you have to take a small loss, and that is absolutely A-okay. The reason it's A-okay is because we played Skechers bearish. Ticker symbol SKX. And Skechers had a really good gap. It was a retest gap on Thursday. We retested and we rolled over. Shocking. So today, here's the 5-minute chart, and I'm kicking myself a little bit on this one for I could have gotten in a little bit better, but this was the trade on the 5-minute chart. So when I looked at it, it was right about here. So I counted a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave. Problem is, wave 3 can't be the smallest. So I said, well, I guess that's not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 per the count. So I'm assuming it has to be a 1, 2, all of this is a 3, and this should be a 4. So this is the exact setup that you see in front of you. We set up this trade at 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern to get in at 30.06 with a stop at 30.46. Should have sold at about 30.10. I think that's a little bit more of a reasonable entry. Anyway. Got in on the pullback, triggered in pretty much 10.05, retested the 10, rolled over. We exited a 1/10 of our position right here. And the limit buy exit to get out of everything was 29.64, which was just simply the low of Thursday. And that did hit, that did fill, and we got a nice, cheeky, cute little R out of that one. So up 0.75 Rs on the day on Skechers. Oh, well, I should say thanks to Skechers. Again, lose small, win big, a pretty classic average day by your boy over here, Jay Newsome. Have a lot of traders requesting some cryptocurrencies today. Shout outs to Kevin. And here is Bitcoin. Bitcoin Slowly looks like it's going to grind higher. I did a fib on this one, and one of the fibs levels was back over here, this little wave count. Every kind of wave I count says we're going to go higher. So if this is a 1, this is a 2, that means this is a 3 of some kind. And in this wave 3, it actually makes sense because this would be pretty substantially a 1, 2, 3 of 3, some kind of 4, 5. I like it. It looks good to go higher. The volume looks good. We keep getting bought up. Volume on a daily is looking pretty. Volume on a weekly looks pretty. You know, we trade sideways for 2 weeks and we're slowly kind of grinding a little bit higher. My target realistically is about 6,800 on Bitcoin, and if we get there, I probably will get out of most of my crypto positions and then buy a pullback. Same thing with Ethereum, ETHUSD. I do have 1 or 2 Ethereums, and this is a weekly chart. I love the fact that we're above the 10, we're above the 20. Volume was crucially brutally bullish on the 1st of April. We closed above this upper shadow and we've retested it. I don't think there's anything between here and 236 on Ethereum. Maybe I'm crazy, but it looks delicious. The daily chart, I mean, trend is bullish. That looks great. Long-term moving averages, you're above all those. I'm long, looks solid. ROKU, ROKU. Today, a little bit of a bullish candle. One of my amazing, incredible human beings who's here with me in Nashville, Tennessee for the next 2 days. She has a put sale at $50 on ROKU, below the 100 and 200 simple on the daily. I like the little high wave candle that came in on Thursday. Small little bounce today. Weekly chart, just hanging out. If I had to guess, and I am about to, I think that ROKU could trade a little bit higher to about 61 and some change. Pull all the way back eventually into about 51. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it makes sense. And then we'll see what happens on earnings. Earnings will be a big question mark. I would love a gap down on ROKU and then a trade higher. That would be a fantastic thing on ROKU. We'll see if that actually happens. I had a request for BOXL, Boxlight Corporation. Here's the weekly chart, and this stock looks like it's just getting going. No idea what it does, but it looks like it's on the verge of a breakout. Really beautiful volume came in here on the 21st of January, and since then it hasn't looked back. Some volume, bullish volume spikes keep showing up, and here's the daily chart. Really decent close, pretty nice candle, not a super expensive stock. You can see that you have some serious upper shadows on this one, so I really would want a close above here. I think that'd be preferential. But you could also leg into some shares, maybe do half an R if it breaks above 432 with a stop down here, and then add to that position if it actually closes above that price. I also had a request for Briggs & Stratton, ticker symbol BGG. Briggs & Stratton, earnings around the corner, beautiful volume coming on the 15th of April with that one white soldier candle. Here's the weekly chart, and the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to personally take this trade. It's a very blue chip, dividend, buy low, sell high type of position, but that is a double bottom from the heavens. Close above the neckline. If it pulls back to 1357, looks dip buyable to me. Here's the monthly chart on Briggs & Stratton. And again, we have been down here before, and we have bounced before. It just isn't an exciting bounce by any stretch of the imagination. FLDM also had a request for this one. Look at this volume on a monthly chart. Man, this is serious. Looks like an inverted head and shoulders pattern. You made a new high last month. Here's the weekly chart. Weekly chart volume coming in looks delicious. And moving averages look good. Here's the daily chart. And the daily chart just have a few bearish candles in a row. I know earnings is around the corner, but I think if this thing pulled back down to 12 and some change, it'd be a pretty good buying opportunity. And if not, really based on a weekly chart, if it broke above the high of this doji, say 1312, it really could make a nice little move. Had a lot of people request ZNGA because apparently Motley Fool is issuing a buy recommendation on this one. Daily chart had a nice, pretty bullish candle just a few days ago with an upper shadow, almost hitting the 50. It was a new white soldier candle, which means it opened and closed above the prior day black candles closed. Trend still bullish. Earnings about 2 weeks away. My buddy Javier has a limit buy right around here. I think about 519 and some change. So yes, If ZNGA can pull back into that price on earnings, I think that'd be a good spot to buy. The weekly chart, we are approaching a resistance. So it's not perfectly clear skies, a little bit of resistance around, pretty much where we are. So if it could pull back, that'd be nice. Here's the monthly time frame, and the monthly time frame is getting ready. So I'm not denying or disagreeing with Motley Fool. In fact, it does appear that it's in an accumulation phase, and we're just kind of at the top of the line for the accumulation phase. So one more pullback into this support would be wonderful. I doubt that happens, but a pullback to 446 would be great. And if it doesn't pull back at all and just breaks out, well, look to go long. Had a few requests for some ETFs that move pretty aggressively, LABU, LABD. So LABU, this is the 3X Biotech, and here's the daily chart. And of course, anytime you have a 3X ETF, you're just going to get massive volatility. These are best for short-term swings or potentially day trades. What I can say about them, as far as just trend-wise, you're below the daily, weekly moving averages. So, it's not amazingly bullish. However, we are back at a similar support from where we bounced last time. That's important because we did get above the high of this hugely bearish month back in December. We've already closed above that. So some people for the bears are trapped. Here's the weekly chart. We just made a new low last week, and here's the daily. So you're below the 100 simple. This is the spot that was really a good price to consider going long since it made a new low. But if it closes above here, specifically above $50.30, I'll be a little bit more on the bullish side and just kind of expect it to start chopping around and trading sideways. If this candle, as far as this bullish candle, breaks down tomorrow, then I think the short-term to intermediate to bearish trend will most likely continue. LABD is just the exact antithesis and reverse of what we were just looking at, and that analysis pretty much stands true. So again, since it's in biotech bearish, it's just always going to be going down. So if you look at it on a monthly time frame, it's just a beautiful straight slope that you would want to ride on a snowboard lower. But if you come over here to a daily time frame, it does look like you could get some bullishness, some good volume coming in. So very similar to what we just looked at, except this is in reverse. If we break above the high of this candle, we could easily trade into 27.28, but most likely it's just going to consolidate. UGAZ and DGAZ, those are all kind of very similar. There's nothing sexy about UGAZ at all, in my opinion. It's fun to day trade if you can get a good trade on it, but it doesn't really move that frequently on a daily intraday chart. Sometimes it can if you get some good volatility. It did back in early December, late December, early January, but right now it's not doing absolutely jack squat. So you have a small high wave doji candle today. If you're looking at playing UGAZ, you could take a breakout above that candle's high and play it accordingly. Otherwise, I'll just wait it out. JNUG, JNUG, going lower. So this is the weekly chart bull junior gold miners ETF. And it looks like she's heading back down to this area of support, which is around 654. Again, the trend on this one is not bullish. So if you are buying it, you're trying to pick a bottom and you're just hoping that it goes higher. So here's the daily time frame, and yeah, you got a bearish gap and go on the 15th. On the 15th is also the day that it closed below this massively strong support candle on the 4th of April. So once it broke below there was no hope for the bulls, and you got to be a bear at that point. At this juncture, if you're looking at going long, I'd probably try to wait to about 626 and see if you can buy the dip down there. I don't play JNUG personally. That's just my analysis. And there was a wonderful gap and go on ExxonMobil today. This is a perfect gap and go in every facet of the word. Two small bearish candles, and today we just barely, so beautifully open above the high of yesterday, trapping all these bearish traders for the last 2 days. Perfect gap. 3-minute chart was an amazing setup. High wave, bearish candle, entry here, stop there. That's all she wrote. Great trade on ExxonMobil. Didn't take it, didn't see it, but I very frequently like to just review trades that do work well so that next time I see them, I'm ready to trade them. By the way, let me know in the comment section below for anyone who's made it to the end of this video already, if you're interested in me doing something different. I'm thinking about on Fridays reviewing some trades that you all have played. So each Friday, starting in May, I'm thinking about getting a volunteer from Real Life Trading to send me one of their trades and emailing me, text messaging me, Twitter, Slack, that kind of thing. Message me your trade and I'm gonna look it over. I'm gonna analyze it, I'm gonna critique it, I'm gonna give you the good, the bad, the ugly. If you think that's a good idea or if it's something that you would like to participate in, just let me know in the comment section below and I'll be happy to consider that. If we get enough people, I'm already planning on doing it anyway, but I would just like to know if you think that would be an interesting value add as we go through some exact trade setups that some of your peers have taken every single Friday. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. You have yourself a wickedly amazing Tuesday. I'll see you all on Wednesday when I'm broadcasting live from Dallas, Texas. And then on Friday, I'll be broadcasting live from Pikesville, Maryland. You might have gotten the 2 emails. I am having a meetup in Dallas. So if you're in the Dallas area and you want to come swing by and you did not get that email, let me know. Reach out to me and I'll be happy to give you some more information. Same thing with Maryland. If you're in the DC, Baltimore, Pikesville, Maryland area, maybe in New York City, maybe somewhere around the 2-3 hours of Pikesville, and you want to come day trade with me live on Friday morning, this Friday morning, message me if you did not get that email and I'll be happy to send you some details. Folks from around the world, you rock, and until next time, love life, and trade it. Bye. All right, friends, that's it. Your Monday real life stock review wrapped up, finished, cooked, baked up at 450 degrees for your mentally delicious brain food. If you like that, make sure to click that beautiful subscribe button. And if you like this video, there's plenty more where it came from. Click that button right there to watch more. You rock.